Hey everyone, this is Justin from LitTube coming at you with another face-to-face video. This week I'm going to give you a restaurant review on Lee's Szechuan. It's a Chinese and Japanese restaurant in Millersville, Maryland. There's also a comparable location run by the same people called Szechuan Inn out in Severna Park, Maryland. And both those restaurants have their differences, but the menu is pretty much the same between the two restaurants, only some minor differences. But this is about Lee's Szechuan, the Millersville location. And I want to just let you know right now that if you ever are out that way in Anne Arundel County, it's definitely a restaurant that you'll want to check out if you like sushi and you like Japanese and Chinese food. Then this is a restaurant you'll want to at least go to once or twice and check out. I'm going to give you the ratings just like I did on my previous restaurant review video. So we're going to start with environment. When you come into Lee's, it's a small restaurant, but it does look nice. It's recently renovated, so they got new lighting and designs. Everything looks pretty nice. There's a sushi bar, and then there's also in the beginning part of the restaurant, there's basically the cash register and where they take carry out and delivery orders. And so that's kind of the setup. On the left side of the restaurant, you have the carry out section, and then right next to that is the sushi bar. They have 2 or 3 televisions in the restaurant as well. And then there's, of course, just like with any other restaurant, there's seating. There's kind of like a dining section that's, to the right of the sushi bar. There's also a fish tank in the middle of the restaurant, so that's kind of gets you an idea of the setup there. I would say for the environment, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. The reason is that even though it looks really nice, it is kind of small, and it's not really a super lively place to go to. I mean, when you go there, you're really just going for more of like a family atmosphere and enjoying the food. But it's not like they have a really popping bar section or anything like that. Usually no one even sits at the sushi bar, which is kind of interesting, but if you're going to go there and get sushi, it's not a bad idea because you get seated right away, because no one really goes to the sushi bar. But actually, you usually don't have problems getting seated there anyway, which is kind of nice. Even when it's busy, they usually find you a table pretty quick. So yeah, I mean, it's, the environment, 3.5 stars. I think that's good enough of a rating. Definitely no real issues with the place. Like I said, the only reason I don't give it a higher rating is because it's kind of a small restaurant, and it's just not super exciting as far as their bar area. Then as far as the quality of the food, you kind of have a mixed bag, but I'm still going to go as high as saying, I'm going to go as far as saying 4 stars for the quality of the food, and you could even argue higher than that. The only reason I don't give it higher than that is there are some dishes, mostly the Chinese dishes, that are not that amazing. But what I really think this place's selling point is their sushi. This is a real under the radar sushi restaurant. No one. They're not well known for their sushi, but I'm telling you, they got some of the best sushi rolls you're going to find in all of Maryland, and that's what pushes them up to above that level of your run-of-the-mill Chinese and Japanese restaurant. This place really does a great job with the sushi. They have probably the best dynamite roll I've ever had at any sushi place. They also have a Pearl River roll. The way they do their Pearl River roll is really good. You get you get crab meat, shrimp, cream cheese, white seaweed on the outside. It's a really good roll. But they have a lot of great sushi rolls. You can also order it so that if you want to get spicy mayonnaise sauce for dipping with your roll, you can do that. Or you can get, they'll all come with the typical soy sauce and wasabi and ginger. But either way, you just cannot go wrong ordering sushi at this place. That's definitely what I recommend ordering if you're just going there for the first time and you like that kind of food. But even if you're not big on sushi, I mean, they have the other good dishes. I mean, they have a good General Tso's chicken, orange chicken. Those two dishes are pretty similar, but they're really good. They do a pretty good Peking duck. They do lo mein. So if you just like the noodles with vegetables or meat in it, they do that pretty well also. Their appetizers are pretty good. They got I'd recommend their mussel and cream sauce is a really good one. They also give you spring rolls, egg rolls, crab meat and cheese wontons. So that's give you a little idea that they have pretty good soups too. So overall, I would say 4-star quality on the food. You're definitely going to find something you like there, as long as you try enough different things on the menu. But if you want to play it safe and you like sushi, that's the route to go, is to just order sushi at this restaurant. But again, they have other good food. And then that leads me to the last rating, which is value. So on value, I'm going to go as high to say 4.5 stars. And the reason is, first of all, if you go there for lunch, they have what's called lunch combos. And if you get, you can do it with either sushi or with hot food. But those lunch combos, you can get them between somewhere between like $7 and $10, and it gives you a meal, plus you get like a soup, you get some fried rice. There's a couple different things that come with the lunch combo outside of just the meal. So I think that's a pretty good value for what you're getting. It's a really good value, actually, for the kind of food you're getting. And even the sushi lunch combos, you can do one where it's like you choose 2 rolls, you get a miso soup and a salad with it, and it's like $9 or $10. I mean, it's so. If you're one of those people that really likes value when you go to restaurants, go for lunch and get a lunch combo. But even during dinner, they have what's called a super meal. It's basically they have certain meals you can select, and then they give you a spring roll, a crab wonton, and a shrimp toast, and a fried chicken wing, plus a soup with your meal. And those run between, if I can remember correctly, I think it would say it's about between $9 and $12, or $9 to $13 for those super meals. So that's another route to go if you're looking for value. Even outside of that, I mean, a lot of their meals are just like $9 or $10. So for a sit-down restaurant, that's really good. And then the one thing that stops them from being 5 stars, though, on value is that the sushi actually is not cheap. The sushi is reasonably priced, or maybe even a little on the expensive side, but it's worth it because the sushi, as I said before, is top-notch quality at this restaurant. So it's worth it to pay the extra money to get the sushi dishes. And if you go for lunch, you do have some sushi options that are really cheap and are still good. So that's what I'd have to say, overall. Factoring in 3.5 stars on the environment, 4 stars on the quality, and 4.5 on the value. That averages out to about a 4-star rating. So overall, I'd say this is a 4-star restaurant. So yeah, I mean, definitely one that's worth checking out. I've actually even considered giving it a higher rating, but all things considered, this is one of the best restaurants, if not the best, you're going to find in Millersville. And it's probably even one of the best in Anne Arundel County. Really one of the best sushi places you can go to in Maryland, in my opinion. And definitely worth checking out if you're in the area, for sure. So that does it for this review. And stay tuned for my other restaurant reviews and other face-to-face videos.